All right. Well, I want to end tonight on a positive note, although there's a chance that ending now would be the smarter decision to just leave the crap behind. The Marlies are a playoff team, which is great. They got one more game to go. But a look at some of the stats here. Weeks, Sundqvist actually had a pretty damn good season. He's up to a 65. Obviously, it was a pretty tumultuous season as well for the Marlies. 22 fights at the AHL level for Kiiskanen, so I think he broke 30 again, based off of NHL playing time. And Joseph Wall, loving life at the AHL level. He'll definitely be the starter. So we will follow the Marlies again. What a way to celebrate the 60th year anniversary of the Cup win. Oh, God. You know, when you put it that way. NHL playoff-wise, Seattle, Los Angeles, Edmonton, San Jose, Arizona, Nashville, Dallas, Winnipeg, with Florida and the Islanders, Lightning, Sens, Caps, Jackets, Devils, and Penguins. AHL-wise, the Marlies will be playing the Belleville Sens. And Sam Dickinson is healthy. We might send him down. Oof, yeah, we got fucking stomped in game one against Belleville. Let's see what we can do lineup-wise to try and make this the best roster possible. Sandin, Pellikka, and Dickinson can be sent down. Start off by doing that. And then forward-wise, there's actually nobody we can send down without having to... well, I guess waivers aren't necessarily applicable right now, but... well... Brent Burns, by the way. My God. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody who's not going to make it. You know, forward-wise, it should be okay. My thought was Phil Kessel, but we'll let his final NHL, or his final appearance, presumably, be an NHL game. So, AHL lines. We'll just go best lines, give them the best possible lineup. And, yeah, the defense especially benefits from it. Let's see if the Marlies can go on a run here. Down 1-0 in the series. Game 2, they lose 3-1. Game 3, they survive. Of course, it's a best of 5. Game number 4, actually, it's not. It's a best of 7. Ratzlaff is back as we're down 3-1. And the Belleville Sens eliminate the Marlies in 5. I got nothing. Nothing to explain that nonsense. As the Arizona Coyotes go back-to-back as Stanley Cup champions. Austin Matthews and the Arizona Coyotes go back-to-back as Stanley Cup champions. So you're saying Matthews and Marner weren't the problem. I think that is what we are starting to get to in terms of a conclusion. Hershey loses in 6 as the Coyotes beat the Capitals, I think, for the second year in a row. This time in 5. Matthews versus McDavid in the conference final. Connor Bedard goes off. Matthews, Genther, Cooley. Again, they're in trouble. They're in trouble because Bedard's going to be looking for a shitload of money. Keller has 1 year left, but they're making the most of their window. They are making the most of their window. Back-to-back cups for the Coyotes. An Eastern team has not won the Stanley Cup yet. They won a President's Trophy as well. Matthews wins the Art Ross. Matthews wins the Hart. Owen Power wins his first Norris. Brossois, for the Islanders, wins the Calder. That's shocking. I guess the plus-minus is probably crazy. Connor Bedard, Conn Smythe winner. Chekhov wins the Vezina. Oh, boy. Kent Johnson wins his first Selke. Matthews wins the Ted Lindsay, and Bedard wins the Rocket Richard. Kevin Hayes was AHL's top point getter. I think it's Matthew Soto, if I'm not mistaken, MVP. I think that's Ryan Leonard scored the most goals. Some guy named Ozines was the top rookie. Vinny Iorio, top defender. Freddie Anderson, top goaltender. And I think Jack Hughes, not that one, but the other one, MVP of the playoffs for the Ontario Reign. We have the second best odds to get the number 1 overall pick. Where will the Leafs be selecting in the 2027 draft? The answer is 4th, as Anaheim and Minnesota both move up. The Ducks from 11 to 1. So we'll have a choice between 2 medium elites. Kopitar retires. Giroux, Wheeler, Taves, Kessel. Indeed, Phil's final game was an NHL game. Among numerous other players to call it a career, including Noel Acciari and Elite 1C Derek Grant. Defensively, Erik Karlsson broke 1,000 points and retires. Drew Doughty's gone. Ekman Larson gone. Hamonic, Shen. And for goalies, Cam Talbot and Jake Markstrom, the big two. So the 4th overall pick, Ben Wheeler and Zuccarello all become coaches. I'll have to take a look. So to the draft. Minnesota wants to trade that 2nd overall pick. You had to know we were going to be in for it, given that we were probably looking to move on from Bowen Byram. This is the perfect scenario to be able to move up and make this deal happen. So, also worth noting, we could really use Filatov here to push this over the edge and to get some other things back. Especially, well, there we go. They're looking to get rid of Lecomte, Villeneuve. They're looking to get rid of a lot. I have no problem emptying their prospect pool in a blockbuster trade. Bowen Byram and Filatov for the 2nd overall pick and a bunch of prospects. We're a bit off in value, not by much. So we're going to pull off a blockbuster with Minnesota to end up with the 2nd and 4th overall picks. We will add Evan Rodriguez to this deal. His signing rights. Still not enough. What if we add Andrew Kopp's signing rights? Still not enough. They're not going to be enough in general. What if we add Fedotov to the deal, because I'm not really attached to him? Still a bit off in terms of value. Okay, I don't think you know what a bit means, but fair enough. What about Demick as well, since they want him? There we go. So Bowen Byram to Minnesota. We get the 2nd overall pick for the 2nd year in a row, if I'm not mistaken, because that franchise player is out. I think we traded up to 2nd. Is there anything else we can do before the Ducks make this pick? Some draft picks to work with this year. Can I shop Joseph Wall since we know he's gone? Not for anything special. But now that we know Barneson, Ratzlaff, Harenstam will take over. Hopefully we'll find a goalie this year. That's right. You're right. Detroit took McKenna. We were debating trading for the pick. All right. These low elites aren't looking like they're going to explode in terms of overall, so we're going to be wheeling and dealing quite a bit here. Quite a bit. Yeah, none of these low elites like skyrocketed in terms of overall, and if they don't really skyrocket after a year or two, they're pretty much never going to. So, let's see. The Ducks with the first pick take Pajärvi, the defenseman. Since we know we can't go for the 3rd pick, let's see who we want to take here. So there is Gordy Clapperton, a winger, straight A's, defense is an A-. NHL ready, Nolan comparison, has quick pick. So we know he's more defensive. There's Jaden Perry, nearly straight A's, has a B in physical. NHL ready, has make it snappy. You could argue we could use some defense, but apparently we could also use some scoring. There's Weston Walsh, does have straight A's, NHL ready with a Tarasenko comparison, but Unconfirmed abilities for Weston Walsh. And then defenseman Spike Riopel. Brent Burns comparison. No confirmed golds. So Perry and Walsh are probably the smartest picks, but if we wanted a defender, obviously we take Riopel. Defense, Dickinson, Riley, Carpenter, Coolemans, probably Lamoureux, Garvin, or Sandine Pellica. We could use another good defender. We could. Riopel's a left side option, though. We're going to go for Jaden Perry and hope that Weston Walsh is available with that 4th pick. 78 overall, medium elite for Perry. Make it snappy, magnetic, 1T, and relentless. Hopefully we can find ways to score goals. Calgary took Walsh. Another defensive forward. Quick pick, relentless, stick him up. Well, that means we know that Clapperton's still available. And I'm going to go for him over Riopel. So, Gordy Clapperton, come on in. 77 medium elite. And Clapperton's better. 1 overall worse, but quick pick. Shut down. Yoink. No contest. Edges. Relentless. I mean, an amazing 2-way shutdown forward. And an offensive threat on the left. I mean, you can argue whether or not this is necessarily what we needed, but it certainly shouldn't hurt. Clappy bless indeed. Okay. Defensively. Kind of setting up what we think our future will be. Setting up what we think our future will be. We still have Riley on the left with Cool Lemons, Dickinson, and Maverick. We have Carpenter and Sandine. And Garvin is in the mix. It's just whether or not we want to pay Maverick Lamoureux, but he is an RFA. So defense is still looking okay. Right wing side now, though, is Michkov, Nylander, Weeks, and Clapperton. So Nylander, if these two develop as they should, Nylander is the guy to eventually go. Of course, we picked up this guy from Minnesota who...
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
I'm going to go with Soul. Thank you very much for the follow. My brain's fried. A lot of depth on the left wing side that we're going to have to make decisions with again. And honestly, Perry and Kiiskinen are probably the guys to get the spots, meaning Graves is probably screwed, even though he's one of our lone playmakers. And then centers, Misa, Celebrini. Can we get anything for Andrew Kopp signing rights? Insight, what's going on? How the heck are you? We do have a couple of guys who are in there now at center. We were able to restock the cupboards pretty well. I don't know if there's anybody that we necessarily have to trade. Colorado's willing to move at 8. Let's see if there's anybody where we're just like, yep, that's the guy. Honestly, JC Roach isn't that bad. 2 years out, so it would be mid to high 60s. Alex Kozlov, not worth trading up for. Chad Gerard is a high 9. I'm a Hawks fan, just letting you know. I have nothing against Hawks fans. I think your owner's a despicable person, that's all. And a lot of you do too, so that's fine. Zane Lynn could be worth it. There are a couple of guys trading up to 8 might be worth it. Heiskanen looks like the long shot that might actually develop. Gomez might have bouncer, but I doubt it. Giuliano, 3 years out. I mean, might be a medium top 6, but God, these guys aren't worth it. St. Louis took Riopel. We knew he wouldn't fall to 8. There was no way. There are definitely some players on the board where it's like, okay, maybe we trade up, but I don't really know if it's worth it. A lot of them are the average medium top 6 forward. 65, mid 60 overall, silvers. I mean, we can get those pretty much any year. That guy's 2 years out for Met. He'd be a bit of a risk to hope he's actually that good. This guy's a high 6 and it lists him as a bust. Olli Vananen, son of Ossi. Former Avs defender, maybe? This is not looking like the first round to make a bunch of first-round picks in. As we just try to find the best players available, I don't know if there is such a thing as best player. And if there is, well, the quality of said players aren't that high. We have no reason to trade up right now, and Boris Burmistrov is just as good as some of those other guys. Marty Bowl might be 3 years out. Ahmad Oda, a couple London Knights. We do not have... Hello, Kimmo Helminen. We do not have a kind of guiding light in this draft. It looks very hit or miss, which is scary as all hell. Our scouts didn't do a very good job. Low elites, Vesavatanen. Let's see who Chicago takes at 6. We're definitely not going to trade up to 8. I can't imagine that being worth it for us. We have a pick in the second round and a couple of thirds. Is there anybody else that we can get rid of here just to get some extra value back in the team? Can I get anything for Mac Hollowell? I cannot. Garvin's fine. Ekholm, we couldn't get anything. I mean, again, there's the Schultzes and the Korolevs that I don't think are going to develop. Problem is their value will never be higher than it is right now. Ackers could go. If there was one... We might have to trade to 8 just to make the most of these damn assets that I don't want to have. I think that's the issue. That's the realization. All these low elites, and none of them in a position to kind of take that crazy step up and end up being awesome. But there's just nothing available at 8. But I think we could get away with just trading up again and again. Panai's NHL ready at 8. Colorado, let's talk. Let's talk. I don't know if I have the value to pull this off, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. We are looking at more. It's only a 74 at 20 years old. I don't know if I'm getting rid of Graves yet. We're pretty close to doing that. Sundqvist isn't likely to take that huge step up. I don't think his value will ever be much higher than it is now. Same for Lume. I mean, these guys aren't bad, but there is a part of me that's like, hold on to them. So maybe we do for the moment. Korolev, lower overall. Same for Little. Some more Korolev, Little. It's not a bad place to start. Who do they have that's super low value? Pedersen. I don't know if this will work or not because the value bar is always a little bit weird. Let's safety net it with some lower picks. Apparently we are quite far off. But I'm interested in the 69th pick. All right. Well, there we go. 3 players that are a bit lower on the totem pole that might make it. That might have been a mistake, but we do pick up the 8th overall pick. Kozlov goes off the board, and we will take Panai. Dual defender. He's NHL ready, apparently. 76 medium top 4. Has 1 T and send it, which isn't bad. Definitely a half-decent trade for us, given who was actually available. And we might be able to get Heiskanen at 11. Let's see. Detroit takes Lynn. Will Carolina take Heiskanen? Fuck. Well, that plan just went up in smoke. Next guy that was looking half-decent was Chris Blacker, but wasn't great. Then there's Vananen at 26, who does have a good chance of being a medium elite. And then from there, it was just all kind of, pretty much all the same. Dallas at 26. Can we make something happen here? Let's see. Schultz, I don't know if he's going to work out. Villeneuve, Tanaka and Labrie can definitely go. Ackers can definitely go. That might be enough. Again, I don't like getting rid of low elites because I love when they actually pan out, but apparently I could have gotten more for that, but that is okay. So pick number 26. Bit of a risk, but I would imagine Vanninen's going to be better than who we just got rid of. And he is, but not by much. Minor upgrade. That could have gone better. Let's just sim to our next pick. Pick number 39. Who the hell are we going to take here? There's the starter in Helminen. Ooh, 3 out of 4 for his grades. 2 years out. It's going to be a high 60 or so. Vesa Vatanen is going to be a major low elite project. There's right defender Jean Lapierre, or Laperriere, excuse me, who is also going to be a big time project. Vestorini, Saric. Yeah, this is a decently bad draft. If that makes sense. Either that or our scouts really, really let us down. Pick 59 and 64 is what we're after. All right. We could trade down. And we actually will. Let's go to the end of the second round. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. How would you like to trade up? Do you have any kind of crazy prospects? No, you do not. Would you like to let me pick Horde a little bit? Please? Thank you. Get an extra third round pick back in the deal. Pick number 55 then. That goalie Smirnov goes off the board. Smirnov off the board. Let's go for Vatanen. Hope he is actually as good as advertised. Our scouts blew it. Our scouts absolutely blew it. We do have a lot of the third round. I don't know if we'll be making that many selections or not, but we'll see. I'll get rid of a couple of guys we're not going to sign. I doubt Arizona signs them. Denny off the board. So who do we have? It is bunch of goalies are off the board. Any issue what's going on? We are going for, I don't even know who the hell we're going for. Did the guy that I pinned go off the board? All right. There is a low elite in Messier. Couple other shots at low elites. I don't even know who the hell I was looking at. Was it that guy that I was looking at? I thought there were two. I feel so defeated. I feel so damn defeated with how this has gone tonight. I cannot believe it still. That's right. Festerini was there. Okay. So off of the pin players, no goalies, a bunch of defenders, including Festerini, who would be the next to go. You can aim higher than that. And then forward-wise, on the wing, Sarch is 4 years out. McTaggart might be 3 years out. I think I'd rather risk it for the potential low elites than take the confirmed medium top sixes. Which might not be the wisest idea. But we do really have to risk it at this stage with how things have gone for us lately. So projected to be selected next. Let's go off of someone who's confirmed. We got that medium elite, and then we got the low elite Messier, Steckel. So we actually can just take whoever's kind of projected next, which I think is Wisniewski at 112 or Karppinen at 110. Fuck it. Let's just see who's next on our board. Who's it going to be? It's actually a Afanasenkov. Vitaly Afanasenkov, how good are you? How good, how good. You are trash. We're going back to the drawing board tomorrow, chat. This is a massive, massive setback for us. Oh my god. Joakim Karppinen. Oh my god. Our worst season, only to follow that up with what is potentially going to be our worst draft. You can't make it up. You can't make this shit up. Let's go for Wisniewski. As our scouts are getting it wrong on every single player. Every single one. Esa Tuomainen is at least a medium elite. 67 overall, no less than 19 years old. That's a pretty good pick as an offensive defenseman. We have back-to-back picks, and up next is going to be Brian Burke. You're scouting. Who's to say? We'll be going for Brendan Stamkos. Low 6. Jesus. I cannot believe how bad tonight's been. It is insanity. There's so many things to go wrong. Let's go for Messier. Jacob Messier. 51 overall, low elite. So again, we use the low elites we had, or at least some of them, to shuffle out and then end up with someone like Messier anyway to kind of directly replace him. We'll go for Clint Vukafuji. Let's go for Silas Brody. Everything is going wrong. Everything.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Got the Dark Storm. Appreciate the follow. The one thing to maybe cheer me up. Matthew Cracknell. Also terrible. Oh my god. Let's take the confirmed good option. We'll take Isaac Party. He's not even confirmed, but bottom 6. Oh my god. Tears. Actual, literal tears and sadness. Let's go for Solomon Ferguson. There we go. We finally got another one of those low elite options. Took forever and a day, but we did it. Let's go for Vyacheslav Ponikarovsky. Hey, there we go. 65 at 19, low elite, not bad. Ponikarovsky returns to Toronto. 6th round. Let's go for Ariel Steckel. 50 overall, low elite, 19 years old. So again, long shot, but we can keep banking on these low elites to maybe turn it around. It's not a bad strat. What about Kelvin Hicketts? And another low elite. Was it worth it to skip out on some confirmed medium 6s to end up with these low elites? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't regret it necessarily. Let's go for the goaltender, Anton Dubois. It was a medium backup, and thus ends Really a nightmare stream for us in terms of outcome. This was horrific. We were a trash team for no reason whatsoever. You could say we diverted course and tried to cheat to get to like a higher level early, and it totally backfired, but Wall's going to be gone. We got some RFAs to deal with, certainly a huge RFA in Michkov, who actually doesn't want as much as you'd think, so that'll be an interesting one. But second overall pick, fourth overall pick, still have a super young team. But man, so many young prospects we've had have just not panned out. So I'm kind of scared of the next crop, who also might not pan out.